Hey, so this video is a little different. I got tagged by Jet Girl Takes a Hike. Go check out her channel. She does a lot of cool trip videos, tips and tricks, and she has a great personality and makes it fun and funny to watch. And she tagged me with this challenge to give out 5 beginner backpacking tips. So here we go. Tip number 1, learn to comfortably navigate. Now there's lots of tools like handheld GPSs or apps that can sit on your phone like Gaia or All Trails or the Hiking Project. They make it super easy to navigate out there. But batteries fail. GPS signals can be inaccurate. So I would highly recommend that you also learn how to comfortably read a topo map. Know what all those things on the map means. Get to where you can plan a route and translate that into actual compass bearings and actually know how to use the compass to follow those bearings along your route. And you can make this into a fun game where you're just doing a day hike on a trail you know. Take a bearing to a landmark that you see, take another bearing to another landmark, and see if you can triangulate your position. I'm not the best at it, but I get close enough that I feel pretty comfortable that worst case scenario, that's all I had to rely on, I could make it back to safety. And an additional tip for that, learn your pace count. I know for me, if I walk, it's about 22 paces per 100 feet, where a pace is every time I move my left foot. So if I go right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, that's 2 paces. And that makes it a lot easier to kind of estimate how far I've gone and how far I have left to get to my destination. A complement to that is knowing how fast you walk. I'm not the fastest walker. I comfortably walk about 2 miles an hour on flat ground. It could drop down to about 1 mile an hour on steep rocky terrain. But just knowing this lets me estimate how much longer I have till I get to my destination. So my second tip is to get comfortable preparing food for the backcountry. It's real easy when you're first starting out to reach for that mountain house meal or the backpacker's pantry, and it's super simple. You just add boiling water and voila, you got a tasty meal right out of the bag. But the truth is, they're expensive and they're not all very tasty. And there's plenty of cheap pasta sides you can get. You just add boiling water to it, throw in a protein and your own spices, and you get a lot more freedom in the flavors you get. They're a lot cheaper than Mountain House, and they're still easy to do. Now, if you can go a step further, I don't do this, but some people actually get a dehydrator and will dehydrate their own meals and cook proper, like spaghetti, or make their own beef jerky. And that's great. If you're into that, you can have a nice high-quality meal way cheaper than a Mountain House. But to start out, get those pasta sides, throw in some pouched chicken or tuna, and pro tip, Taco Bell sauce goes good on everything. Alright, so tip number 3, practice with your gear before you go in the backcountry. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm in my backyard testing out a new tent, seeing how my stuff fits in it. Is it going to work the way I think it will? And that way I know when I go in the backcountry, I'm fully confident in how my gear performs. I know what's going to work. I know where everything's going to go. And you can expand on this, right? You can do backyard tests, or if you don't have access to a backyard, go to a local park. But then when you're first getting out on trail, do a short hike, something you can bail out on easy, because maybe you're still learning what your loadout needs to be. You still need to gain confidence in it. And so, car camp with your backpacking gear the first time. You make it through the night, then you know, hey, I'll be alright. I can actually hike in on trail, and this gear will get me through. Maybe for your first backpacking trip, just do like 2-3 miles. That way if you have to bail out, it ain't a stretch to just pack up and head back home. But build that confidence up. Practice with your gear before you just jump into a long multi-day trip. Alright, so tip number 4, prep your body. By that I mean load up your backpack with all the gear you intend to bring and go take it for a hike. And I don't mean walk around on a flat sidewalk. I mean walk on a trail. Better yet, find a steep trail or a trail technical terrain. Make sure you are okay carrying that heavy load. And if you are, make sure you know how far you can carry it. I remember seeing a video, it's been a few years, where somebody got real excited about a thru hike. They didn't do one shakedown hike at all. They went on trail and they were really surprised at how tough it was. And power to them for putting in the effort and learning from it. But had they just done some day hikes before, they would have known, they would have been ready for how it was going to feel to carry it. As much as I love backpacking, there are times when it's kind of rough. You're carrying a heavy load, going up a steep mountain, and there's no end in sight, and you have no choice but to keep moving forward. It's good to know what that feels like, right? So you're ready for it. What this will also let you do is, if you're not comfortable carrying that weight, you can really start going through your gear and saying, okay, do I really need this? Do I really need this? Can I get by without this? Granted, you always want to stay safe, but doing these shakedown hikes not only preps your body, but also helps you really think about what you're bringing out there. So tip number 5, stop watching YouTube and get out there. It's so easy to just keep watching video after video and start thinking, oh man, I should do that. Oh, I should do that. Truth is, you won't know what you should do till you get out there. Everybody is different. Everyone's going to have different needs. And honestly, stay safe, but you don't need much to get through one night. If you got food, water, warmth, shelter, you're good to go. So turn off the YouTube, load up your gear, get out there, and start playing and start experimenting. You'll learn a lot about yourself, and you're going to learn a lot about what you need and don't need. But you won't do that watching YouTube. You'll do that by actually doing it. Alright, so I guess I'm supposed to tag other people now, and my channel's pretty tiny. I don't interact with many other backpacking YouTubers, but I'll tag 2 people. One of them is my buddy Cameron over there at Ultralight Outdoors. He does fantastic videos all over Texas, in particular Guadalupe Mountains National Park. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm pretty sure he has the most comprehensive set of videos for that park. So if you're ever doing any trip planning for Guadalupe Mountains, check out Ultralight Outdoors. He's got lots of great information for you. And the other person I want to tag is One Man's Odyssey. He does a lot of stuff in New Mexico, and he has this really cool segment where he does backcountry beer reviews. And I'm not really a big beer drinker, but he makes me want to drink them out there in the middle of nowhere with scenic views of the Rio Grande from the top of a mountain. So check out One Man's Odyssey. So I tagged those 2 channels to produce a 5 tips for beginner backpackers video. I'll see you guys in the next one.